Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So if you have never made a journal cover before and you're new to junk journaling, this is really simple. It's a very basic journal cover. So I wanted to make one today to use with the Friday freebie this week. So I thought I would video it. I wanted something quick and simple to do. So I thought I would video it and show you because, like I said, if you're a newbie, this is really simple. Now, I am using two envelopes. Now, you can use junk mail if you want to, junk mail envelopes. Now, I've said this before, but I don't get junk mail in Portugal for some reason. They don't send me anything. So I bought these envelopes from the stationery shop, and I have tea and coffee stained them. Now, I did this last year, or probably even the year before. And they are just a standard envelope size. So let's just measure these. Gosh, let's just take one at a time. It is 11 centimeters or just under 4.5 inches by 8.5 inches, or that's nearly 22 centimeters. So that's the size I'm using. So I'm using two of those, and I'm using a piece of paper is brown. Now this is coffee stain, but you don't have to use that because you're not going to see it anyway. And this is just I think it's 120 gram paper. So the first thing I'm going to do is just pop these in. Now I'm just going to show you how it will work. So what we do, if I can get it in, we're just putting them together like that. And then that's going to be your cover. But to sort of like make it a little sort of stronger, I'm going to pop this inside. Now these envelopes together like this, if I can get that in, are a perfect size for my paper, like that. So this will fit inside just to make it a little bit stronger. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to fold this over like that, because we want to just pop this piece inside your envelope. Now let's just make sure we are nice and straight like that. So I'm liking envelopes again at the moment, so I thought we would just use up a few, because I've got some which I have coffee and tea stained years ago, and I want to do some fresh ones this year. So I thought I might as well use up what I already have. So this is then going to come out. One of these is going to just slot in. Let's make sure I have done it properly. So that goes in there like that, which is easy peasy. This one goes into this side, if we can, so that just slots in. Now I'm going to turn that over because I want this one across the back like that. Make sure that's nice and tidy. And what I'm going to do now, I'm not going to use these as pockets or anything like that. I am just going to get my tape and tape up that middle bit. So, oopsie daisy. A nice straight piece would help. Let's tear that piece off. Now this is just some lovely craft tape. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop a little bit in the middle like this. I'm just going to stick this over the top. So this is quite a nice sort of like a vintagey sort of style. But again, once you've got this envelope, you can cover it with whatever you like, but it's just so simple. So I'm just going to pop the tape over there. I'm going to take another piece and just do the back. Oopsie daisy. Let's just make sure we have enough just to wrap around the top of it. This just holds it down. Now I'm going to sew on mine. Now that's optional. I like the way it looks to be sewn around. So let's just fold this in, and all I'm going to do is go around the outside like that. but again, you don't have to. That's the outside. Super simple. And then we go. I'm going to fold this over. Now I'm going to just fold this like that. Okay, easy peasy, and you have your fab little cover for your journal, and you can sew in the signature if you want to. You can pop little pockets on here, you can have little notebooks on here. As you open it up, you can pop a little notebook on this side, stick it to the side, have a little pocket on this side, a little tuck there, whatever you want. So you can use the leftover piece and pop it on here. Actually, we could do that, couldn't we? I could just fold that piece over like this, and that would just fit there, and you could have that as a little tuck spot in there like that. You could sew in a journal, you could have anything. So this is a really basic cover, but I'm loving it. So I'm just going to quickly go and sew all the way around the edge like that, just all 4 edges. And shall I put this on first? I could, couldn't I? Yeah, I might actually do that. Let's do this. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop a little bit of tape so it all sort of like matches in a bit vintagey, because I do like this tape on there. And we probably don't need all of it, but I'm going to use all of it just because it's quick and easy. Oops. These scissors, cut these little bits off. So that means that nothing goes to waste, because we've used the other little bit of card that we had from the paper inside. This can be stuck down. That's your little pocket. This folds over. So what did I fold it the wrong way? Was that the inside or outside? I think that was the outside, wasn't it? Not that it really matters, does it, which is in and which is out. Now I'm going to get a little bit of glue. Just stick this down this edge. Now I think I'm going to fill my glue pot up, I think. Now this is the glue that I use, but for some reason all my glue pots are popping open here. I don't know why. Even my Fabri-Tac, they break there for some reason. I really don't know why they do it. See, I've got 2, both of them have done it. So if you know why, please let me know if I'm doing anything wrong. So let me just quickly fill this, so I'll show you how I fill it up. Take that off. What I do, I squeeze my little bottle. I'm going to put this in, hoping my glue isn't going to go everywhere. As I squeeze it in like that, I let my fingers out of the bottle, so it sort of like almost like sucks in the glue, and then you filled it up really quick and easy to do. Now let's get me a little bit of tissue and wipe that off so it all doesn't get stuck together. So I'm going to have to pop a little bit of tape on there. I really don't know why they do that. Strange. So let's fill that up. So it's really simple to fill up. Pop a little bit. Now you can use a little bit of water. Mine's got water in it anyway, but I'm just going to add this down the side, and if your glue is too thick, just add a tiny drip of water, not too much. Give it a shake, and then it comes out of your bottle really easy. So let's just stick this down on there. So again, before, if you're going to sew it, if you're not going to sew it, just make sure these are stuck down. I'm not going to stick this down because I'm going to pop a little bit of tape. But I'm going to stick that down so it's in the right place. Pop the lid on. Take another little bit of tape. Actually, I've got this. Oh no, it won't. I'll take a little bit of this. just a little bit. I'm going to just put this on here like that. Like this, and fold that over. Now if you want it to be neat and tidy, you can make it obviously so it's all nice and neat. But I want this to look a little bit sort of like vintagey. So where's my ink? There we go, I'll use this one. Just add a little bit of ink on here, just around these edges, and then I will just go to my sewing machine and sew this up. Again, you can stamp on this. With stamps you can do anything, but I just want this plain one just to pop on the Friday freebie, because I've got a Friday freebie this week that would look great on one of these little long envelopes. I do have a smaller envelope which I'm going to try in a minute to see how that works as well. Let's just go round. I will ink this up a little bit more when I start decorating it. But there we go, that gives you an idea. I'm going to just pop that there. I love it. So that's perfect. So again, like I said, if you haven't made a journal cover, these are really simple. Now I'm just going to quickly go and sew around this, so I will be 2 minutes. Okay, so there we go. I have just sewn around the outside. Now I did sew a double one across the top and the bottom, because just to keep this pocket in, because it was just slightly smaller. So I've just done a nice one across the top and the bottom, which I'm loving. So how quick and simple is that? So we've got this lovely little tuck spot there. We can pop in a journal. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this, but I'm going to make a couple of these ready to embellish, so you can have anything on there that you want to do, and all of these little covers ready to go. So what I do want to try, I've got these smaller envelopes if you wanted to make like a little smaller journal. So I'm going to just pop this, and I'm going to pop it closed so it stays closed a little bit with this, just to help it for a minute to stay flat. So that one's ready for our Friday freebie. Now I've got 2 of these envelopes. Now these are pretty standard size. So that's 11.5 centimeters or 4.5 inches by just under 6 inches or 16 centimeters. So I'm just wondering if we could do one like this. If you put some tape down there, this isn't quite big enough as a pocket, is it? So what we could do is probably take these off. If we open it up without ripping it too much, like this. Not sure whether this is going to work, but I can give it a go anyway. Let's just open this up. Oh dear. Without ripping it too much anyway, let's take this little piece off. It's probably better if I sort of heated it up a little bit. Probably would have come off better. Okay, so what we want to do is just make this a little bit wide, smaller, don't we? So if I folded that back, and then what we need to do, let me get a pencil. I mark there and mark there. I could probably, where that mark is, would that work? Do you think that would work? Like that? So this sort of comes back, so that would be a bit of a bigger pocket, wouldn't it? Be easier to put stuff in. Do you think? I'll fold that to there. What do you reckon? So this, you can see whether I've coffee stained it. You can see how much bigger we've made it. And then that would sort of slide in like that. That would work, wouldn't it? Should we just make it a little bit bigger? Should we do this one? We could make another one, couldn't we? Oops, I think I've ripped this one. Let's see. Let's open that up. I think probably if I got my heat gun, I would probably unstick that glue a little bit. Now, shall we try and measure this so they're roughly the same? Where are we? Let's just bend this over. Doesn't look very even, does it? But that's okay. And then we want to go there and go there. Bend that down. You don't have to do this, but I just thought if we're going to use them, we can have a little pocket either side, a little tuck either side. Would be easy, wouldn't it? There we go. Perfect. So shall we stick this down? Let's use our glue. Just stick these down. That's it. Like that. And this one. And here. So it's easier to do the longer envelopes, obviously, isn't it? But I thought we could just pop a little pocket in there, which would work. Let's glue this one up. A little bit of glue on there. These would be lovely in different papers as well, wouldn't they? So what you could do is you could make your own envelopes. You could just trace around this envelope or a long envelope and make your own nice paper ones. I might try and do that actually. But then again, you might as well make a journal from scratch doing it that way, I think. Let's look at this paper. Okay, well at least I know where to put the glue, because you can see, look, where I've coffee stained it. On here and on here. And stick that down. Or you could, like this, if you put it out there, you could stamp on it so it's nice and flat and then fold it up, couldn't you? Lots of different ways to do it. There we go. Put that in. So I just hope these pockets are big enough. Little gaps are big enough. So now I need another piece of paper. Let me get another piece I have here. Now this isn't going to be the same size, so I might have to get my paper trimmer out on here. So that sits, oopsie daisy. Will that be the same size? Just, maybe I'll do it this way so it fits a little bit better. Is that in the right size? that on there. Fold this over. Actually, you could probably use a piece of digital paper in there so you could see it on the inside. Let's just put this, because this is just to reinforce it, so it's not just a floppy envelope on the outside. This gives you something to sort of like give a little bit of weight to your journal cover. So let's just pop that in there. So that fits in there lovely, doesn't it? And then this one has to go in here. So that just slots in nicely. Actually, what I might do, I think I might tuck this one in so we don't see that at the back. Shall I tuck that in? Does that work? It does help if I go the right way. Okay guys, I do apologise. That's got to go in there like that. Okay, there we go. I think. There we go. That's it. So you've just got the two flat bits on the outside. There we go. Got that in the end. Got there in the end. Perfect. So that looks good. Now what I'm going to do, now if you don't sew, you want to stick this paper in, don't you? So you want to just glue at the back and then slot it in. So that would probably be the better way. So what I'm going to do, I am going to, shall I fold it first and then stick? Now you probably don't even have to stick your tape down there. I'm going to stick tape down the back, but you don't necessarily have to stick tape down the front, do you? But then I might, just to reinforce it a little bit. Ah, I think these are brilliant. That's a lot better for the little tucky pockets, aren't they? Shall we tuck? Shall we stick some tape on there? Or you could pop a little bit of fabric. Don't have to use tape. You could pop a little bit of fabric on there. Let's just, actually what I might do, I'll hold on to that piece. I'm going to stick a piece in here first. Just, maybe I won't, because it's going to cover up these bits, isn't it? Because if I stick that down the middle, it's gonna, no, I'm gonna just do the outside, I think. There we go, decisions. Just gonna put this on the outside like that. I'm going to just tear this little piece off if I can. Okay, pop that piece onto there. Now I'm going to just sew this around again, because if I put that on there, we're going to limit how this opens for our pocket, aren't we? So that can go on there, but I love it. I think they look really good and simple-ish if you can pop them in the right way. So I will be 2 seconds. I'm just going to quickly sew around the outside of this. Okay, so there we go. I have just sewn around the outside, and again, that's optional, but I think that looks really good, and it just holds the inner piece together as well. So shall we Shall I actually make this into a journal? I'm not going to cover the front because I'm going to leave this to keep as like a spare, and then I can decorate it. So I've got a spare one. So then I have two. This one's going to be our Friday freebie. So shall we, I think I'm going to just try and make a little bit of a spine on here just to show you how we can do that. Now let me take my oopsie daisy scoreboard. Now I'm going to fold this, and I'm going to actually just mark just where the middle of this is so that I can see. Can you see? Because I've got two lines here. Just, I think the other one is just where my other bit of paper folds, but that's sort of like the middle one. I'm going to pop that in. Take one of my little ball tools. Now this goes down this one. This one doesn't add up. This is a dreadful scoreboard. Can you see that? Am I in the right place? There we go. So this goes down the middle one. So I'm going to do 1, 2, so we get a little bit of a bigger down there. So that is 1, 2, so there. So I'm just going to go down. So it's just like a little bit. Off. It's like, there we go. So let's just measure that. So I have done that. It's probably about just under half an inch, or it's like a centimetre. It's just a centimetre wide. There we go. That's what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to bend this here. Just like that, and the other side just like that. Super simple. Okay, let's pop our scoreboard away. Let me bend that. Let's take and use the other side. There we go. And then we have a centimetre spine. Look at that. Just like that. Pinch it. And then the middle line is where you can make your holes to put your signature in. Look at that. So how simple is that? So shall we make a signature? I've got a few bits of random paper here that I was using. So let's see how big. If I can just fold these up like that. Yes, let's pop this to the side. So get some random papers. They don't have to be the same sizes. You can just rip them up, tear them up, scrap bits of paper. But these are just standard printed, what's it called, printer paper. And I'm just going to rip them up like this. So we've got some odd ones here. I've even got a piece of lined paper on here, so shall we use that as well? Let's fold that up. Look, it's got, that's where I've got drying it on the grass outside. So that's been there for a little while. Fold those down. You can use book paper in here, whatever you like, whatever you have. Like this. There we go. One more piece. Just put one more piece in. Alright, then I'm going to fold these in half again. Just like this. And I don't mind if they don't all fit perfect. It doesn't matter. Just get yourself going on your first journal. So lots and lots of people have said to me, I've not started a journal yet. I keep watching your videos, but I've never made a journal. So this is really super simple. Doesn't matter if you go wrong, because who's going to see it? Nobody's going to see it. It can just, you don't have to show anybody. It can just be for you. And if you don't try and start, you will never know. It might come out absolutely fabulous. Right, so let's just mix some of these up. Pop that in, pop that in. Pop these in. Let's have a couple of plain ones in here. Just like that. Perfect. Look at that little bundle of papers, which fit in there. Look, perfect. Now I could probably have a few more in there, but I know what I'm like. I pop things in my journals and they always turn out big and fat. So super simple that is. We are going to take then, should we have it up this way, seeing that's a little bit, not that it really matters, does it? Doesn't really matter which is the back and the front yet either. So I'm going to pop that in there like that. Pop that into my little book, wherever that is. Now, if you've got a book, any book, an old book that you've got, you can use it as a little rest to pop, look at mine, mine's really worn out, to make holes in your little spine. This one is just falling apart. I really need a new one. Look at this. I'm going to have to use this bit, am I? Or should we go down this side a bit? It's a little, as long as you've got like this little V in here to slot this in like that, so it's you can do your little holes, because we're going to do a pamphlet stitch. And that means that you're having 3 holes in here and sewing it. So I really am not the best at doing this, but I will show you what to do. Get yourself a nice big long needle. Now these are sort of like embroidery needles and things like that. And I'm going to just take 3 lengths of the size of your journal that you're making. And that gives you ample enough thread to sew it in. Then you want something sharp. Now these you can pick up in all sorts of places. I got this in just like a little cheap shop, and you can just pick them up in quite a few places. If you've got a nice little haberdashery next to you or in your town, then you will have one in there. Now what we want to do is just make 3 holes in this. Try and get it in the middle if you possibly can, like this. Pop that down, just eyeball it and push down like that. Another one right there and there. So let's see, did we get in the middle? Yes, perfect. Pop that to the side. Oopsie daisy. Now take your needle, pop it through the middle hole, pull it out, and then you want to go up through either the bottom or the top if you can, back through, and then we go down through the bottom one, and then we want to come back up through the middle. So turn it over and you go down through that same hole and back out again. There we go. And then take this, and you want to put your bits of thread either side like that. Pull it nice and tight, and then just do a little knot like that. Double knot. Oopsie daisy. And look, so you've got ample thread. You can have little dingly danglies coming off there, but at the moment I just like to sort of like chop them off. And I'm just going to pop it like that. So there we go, look at that little journal, and that looks nice and neat. I've actually got it in quite a good place there, so that looks good. So that is your little journal. Look at that, we've got nice, have I got a little tag or something? This might be a little bit too big, but look at that, we've got plenty of room to tuck something in there like that, and in the back, look at that, absolutely perfect. So you could make a couple of these up and then have them all ready, and then if you wanted to give out some gifts, you could just decorate it with your latest digital kits, or if you've got something special you want to pop on the front, and they are all ready to go. And all that you need are 2 envelopes, a little bit of card and some paper. So that's it, guys. So I hope you found that easy, and I really hope you're going to show them to me in the Facebook group to say that you've had a go and you're making one. So this one here is going to be for our Friday freebie. So simple, nothing special except for envelopes. And look at that, it's just a little side pocket with the extra piece of card that we put in the middle of the journal. So I'm going to leave this one like this, but this one again, as you see, you can add a little spine by just measuring from the middle bit, and this one is a ½ centimeter each side. So there we go, guys, super simple. So please show me that you've made one. All of you that haven't made a journal before, give it a go, because it's really simple. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Stay safe, take care, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye bye.